Hi everyone, and welcome back to Fully Playable Games. So on today's video, I am so excited. We are going to be going out and I've got two places that I need to go. One, we're actually going to be going to have a look at a collection that one of the resellers that I know has bought, and there are some super rare bits in this collection. So yeah, we're going to go have a look, maybe pick up a couple of bits, I don't know yet. But after that, I then am going to pick up something for the collection that I've already arranged with the seller to go and buy it. So it's literally just a case of going to go pick it up, make sure it all works, and then bring it back. And this is a retro console that I know I've known of. Didn't really think that I would add it to the collection, but I had it offered to me. It's got loads of games with it and I just couldn't turn it down. So yeah, really excited for today's video. So what we'll do is we'll jump in the car, we'll head out, and then we'll go and have a look at this first collection. So here we are in the container. It's not actually a storage unit, it is a container. And I am absolutely overwhelmed. There is just so much here. You've got Spectrums complete in box, there's complete in box Famicom, Super Famicom. Have actually got a really rare. I have to be honest, I'm really debating it. If I walk home with that, the wife is going to murder me. But I am really considering that. They've also got a really rare CDI TV as well, which I'm going to have a look at. But yeah, there's just so many boxed consoles. We haven't even got to like the games and everything like that. Actually, I'll show you the camera just here. So you'll see here, there is a whole load of boxes. All of these boxes are filled with Spectrum games, Commodore 64 games. You'll see here absolutely loads. So Commodore 64. What we got here, I think these are Amiga. More up here. Absolutely amazing bits and pieces. Oh, that's a bit of an interesting one. Philips video pack. So yeah, as you'll see, there's absolutely loads. Magazines there. GameCube down the bottom here. I think there is some GameCube in here as well, because I know that I got a message asking me if I had Gale of Darkness on the GameCube, which we do now have in the collection. PS1. It's actually a nice PS1 bag. Okay, so yeah, there's a whole load here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, have a look through it with them all, and then yeah, we will have a look at the end of what I've got. As I said, after this I am going to pick up another console that I've arranged to pick up, which is another really rare console. So yeah, let's crack on and see what we can find. Okay, so we have gone through everything. It's taken us about 2.5 hours. Not too long, not normally as long as it takes, but yeah, there is just some absolutely amazing bits here. I am going to try and get some of it. One of the big things was a boxed Commodore 64. Obviously, I've got loads of games. I've got the tape deck. I've got everything except for the actual Commodore itself. So yeah, I might pick one of them up. They have got quite a few. There's a whole stack of VIC-20s down there, all boxed. Yeah, just a whole load of, there's Xbox games. This was another one that I'm definitely picking up, and that is King of Fighters on the Super Famicom. We've got Halo Reach Special Edition. There's just absolutely loads here. As I say, I've still got to go through and look at the financials, see what I can get for, or how much they want for the bits that I want. As I say, there's still that one item that I'm hoping to get. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to afford it, but yeah, we will see. So yeah, as you can see, we've gone through all of this. There's Mega Drive. I showed you all of the 360, the PlayStation, everything. There's absolutely loads of games. I think they reckon with all of the cassette-based games, so like the Commodore, the Spectrum and the Amiga, there's probably close to about 15,000 games currently in here. So yeah, right, what we're going to do is I'm going to get all buttoned up here, and then what we'll do is we'll travel on, pick up the next bit, and then I will... hopefully I'll get some footage picking up this next item, which, as I say, it was something that I wasn't intending on adding to the collection, but it was offered to me at such a great price that I just couldn't let it go. So yeah, you'll see that in a minute, and then yeah, we'll go through it all when we get home. So I am at my second stop of the day, and yeah, this is going to be for another super rare console. It's not one that I was ever anticipating adding to the collection, but as I've said, it was such a great price, I wasn't going to turn it down. So yeah, I'm just about to head in, pick it up, and then yeah, I'll talk to you once we get out. Okay, so we're all picked up, all back in the car, and it is just here. It is in my possession, and yeah, what I didn't realise is there was a couple of doubles in there. So what I'll probably end up doing is selling the doubles on eBay to get a bit of money back. It is going to need a bit of a repair. There is a bit of an issue, some stuck buttons on the controller. But yeah, as I say, it is right here. I'm not going to show it yet. You'll see it when we get home. If I haven't put it in the thumbnail, I don't know whether I'll put it in the thumbnail or not. But yeah, absolutely over the moon with what we've managed to pick up today. So yeah, let's head home, and then yeah, we can actually go through everything that I've picked up. So now we're back home, we can go through everything that we managed to pick up. But before we get to the pickups, one thing that I forgot to mention in the intro was that this is actually going to be my 200th game hunt video. So yeah, it just seems to fly. I can't believe we're already on Game Hunt 200. Absolutely mental, especially when I think when I first started the channel, I started off with 160 odd games. And yeah, we're now up to nearly 4,000 games, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, so to celebrate, let's dive in and have a look at some of these amazing finds that we've managed to pick up. So first off, we've got a whole stack of retro gamer magazines. So I pick these up whenever I see them. Yeah, they're not something that I've ever sort of... I've never been subscribed to Retro Gamer. I've just never had it, never had the money at the time to actually get subscribed. But yeah, whenever I see them out and about, I always pick them up now. So yeah, we've got a stack of 6 So the first one that we've got, let me just check, I think. No, I've got them completely out of order. Right, so first one that we've got is issue 76. I'm going to put them there for a minute. 79. 80. 93. 109. And then the last one that we've got in this was 219. So yeah, there's a couple of early ones and then a couple of late ones, but even still, nice to have them in the collection. And yeah, we'll get them added in with the other ones that we've got. Right, so with the Retro Gamer magazines, the first four, so 76, 79, 80 and 90, go for about £7 on eBay. Issue 109 goes for about £6 and 219 goes for about £4.50. So yeah, not massive money, but I just more want the magazines in the collection than anything else. Then carrying on with the Retro Gamer theme, we've got Nintendo Archives. So this says, from the makers of Retro Gamer. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. It does say 100% unofficial and also not for resale, so I don't know what the deal with that is, whether it was a freebie that come with another issue of Retro Gamer or not, I don't know. But it looks like it's got a really good history of various Nintendo consoles with all the games that come with it as well. That one goes for £10. And I know I'm not saying a purchase price on these, I'll get to that in a minute. The next one is the Video Game Hardware Handbook, 1977 to 1999. Once again, this is another Retro Gamer publication. It looks like it was sold on its own. And yeah, once again, this one just covers games and consoles all the way from 1977 up to 1999. So yeah, really good there. That one also sells for about £10 on eBay. Then we also got another stack of magazines. This time it is Edge. Not one that I've ever read, but they were there, so I decided to pick them up. We've got, right at the back here, we've actually got one that come with the demo disc. So this is Edge CD number 4, Windows 95 only. Yeah, not too sure on why it's just Windows. Must be a video disc with a load of demos on. So that one goes for about £20. I will admit, these Edge magazines seem to be really expensive to buy on the second-hand market. Then we've got, I don't know, yeah, we're going front to back. So we've then got issue 58, which goes for £27. 61, which goes for £10. 64, which goes for £27. Issue 65, which goes for £11. And issue 78, which goes for £10. So yeah, I was really surprised at the prices of these. As I say, it's not a magazine I've ever really read, but yeah, definitely be keeping my eye out for these going forward. And then the final magazine that I picked up was Retro Volume 2, the Ultimate Retro Companion. This one, yeah, once again, it sort of delves into the history of games. So different articles, different games. Yeah, it looks like a really interesting read. Definitely one I'm going to have a look at. And that one goes for about £14 on eBay. So yeah, a really good haul of retro magazines. And I will say, I was really lucky that they actually chucked these in for nothing. So yeah, some absolutely stunning pickups there for no money in. So really chuffed with that. That's not going to be the only freebies that were chucked in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the freebies that I picked up first, and then we'll go into the stuff that I paid for. So the next bits that I got chucked in were a couple of Sega Saturn games. Now these are disc only, so yeah, there was one in particular here that I do want to try and track down the case and manual for, because that would make it a really expensive game to have in the collection. So the first one that we've got is Crime Wave, not one that I've ever heard of. So this is actually a demo disc. So yeah, I don't think we've actually got any Sega Saturn demo discs, so that's a nice one to have in the collection. That one goes for £10 on eBay. Where am I putting everything? There we go. And then the next one, as I say, when I saw this, I was absolutely over the moon. This went straight into my pile as soon as I saw it, and that is Bug 2. So we have got Bug complete in box on the Sega Saturn at the moment, but yeah, we don't have the second one, and the second one can run for quite a lot of money. I've seen listings of £150 up, but for disc only, the only one I could find, the only listing that I could find for disc only was an NTSC at £30. But as I say, I am going to keep my eye out for just the case and manual for this, and then if I can get that, we'll get it added into the collection. But yeah, I'm still going to add this in, but yeah, really happy to have this one. Then next I got, so we got one of the Sonic the Hedgehog Sound Zones carry cases. So this is a cassette case carrier, so you can sort of slot your cassettes in here. So you can have them vertically with the cases, horizontal without the cases. And yeah, I've seen this about a couple of times. I thought it was cool, so decided to pick it up. You might even, gonna have to get a cart to test it, but you might even be able to get Mega Drive carts to fit in here. So if I can get the Mega Drive carts in here, I'm definitely going to do that, because that will be a nice little storage option for the Mega Drive carts. Looking it up online, it goes for about £11 on eBay. This one has got some paint on it, so I'm going to have to try and clean that off. Normally a surface wipe will just take that straight off. Then also, in addition to that, while we're talking about the bags, I've also got a brand new GameCube drawstring bag. So I believe this was a promotional item, but yeah, thought this was a really nice addition to the GameCube collection. And yeah, I'd seen these about, but never really sort of decided to pick it up. But yeah, it was there. It was brand new in the packet, so yeah, thought it was a good little addition. Looking them up online, they go for about £8 on eBay. What I did find funny though is looking at the bag, it actually had a £20 price tag on it. Okay, so next up we've got Pokemon Play It trading card game. So I believe this is a yeah, Windows 95, Windows 98, and this allows you to basically play a digital version of the Pokemon trading card game. Now, looking inside, it does actually come with 2 discs. They're both the same disc, they're not different, but yeah, a nice little addition to the Pokemon collection. And yeah, I'll as soon as I can get a retro PC set up, I'll definitely give that a go. That one goes for about £9 on eBay. So, and once again, that was another freebie that was chucked in. And then, right, so we've got one more freebie, and this is actually going to be a brand new console, or a brand new game for a console that we don't have in the collection. We don't actually have any games on this console at all. And now that it's called, now that's what I call games, and it's a disc for the Amiga CD32. So we currently don't have anything for this console. And looking on the back, it basically looks like a compilation of sort of like 8-bit games, or like the, I don't know, I'm not sure what games are actually on here. I'm looking through and I can't see any that I recognise. But I want to sort of, it's probably going to be like NES sort of graphics, or maybe even Atari sort of graphics. I don't know. I've not actually looked up any of the games that come on this. But yeah, I'll have a look, see if I can find a couple of examples of the games that are on here. That one, as I say, that was the last freebie that was chucked in. It's brand new, never been used, and that sells for about £5 on eBay. Okay, so now we're going to dive into the games that I was actually paid to pick up. And yeah, there is a lot, so I'm going to rifle through these fairly quickly. So the first one that we've got is Life is Strange True Colours on the PS5. This is brand new and sealed. I am going to open this because the disc is loose inside, and it is a game that I will play. This one, paid £15 for it, goes for £12 at CEX and £30 on eBay in a new condition. Obviously the CEX price is the pre-owned price. Right, so next up we've got this, and this was a bit of an oddity that I saw, but I saw that it was for the Mega CD, and this is Sega Games Can Volume 1, so it's a Japanese release, and looking at it, it just has it's a compilation of different games. I'll be honest, I've not tried it yet. I am going to try and get, before the video goes live, I am going to try it. See if I can get it working with my Mega CD with the Region 3 cart, but I've not had a lot of luck with that cart up until this point, so yeah, fingers crossed it does work and we can actually see what it's like. But yeah, I just thought it was a bit of an oddity, and that was the reason why I grabbed it. Right. That one, so paid £10 for that. Looking it up online, they go for about £38 on eBay, so yeah, not too bad there. Then next up we got a stack of Xbox 360 games, and actually it is quite apt that we picked up these Xbox 360 games, especially this week with the unfortunate closure of the 360 store. Obviously we all knew it was coming, but yeah, I definitely see a lot of these games in this pile really shooting up in price now. So the first one that we've got is 99 Nights 2. This was, I don't know too much about this. We have got the first one in the collection, but yeah, I saw that there, decided to grab it. It doesn't have the manual, unfortunately, but I will keep my eye out for the manual, see if I can get it as and when. That one we paid £10 for, goes for £45 at CEX, £40 on eBay. Then next up we've got Legendary. This one is complete, which is good. We paid £5 for it, goes for £6 at CEX, £7 on eBay. And looking on the back, it looks like it is a first-person shooter based around sort of mythological creatures. So yeah, that could be a really interesting one. Then this one, actually, we were unsure whether I already had this in the collection. The person that I picked all this stuff up from was convinced that they'd seen me pick it up. But when I looked, I had it on the PS3, didn't have it on the Xbox 360. And that is Dead to Rights Retribution. I don't know anything about the Dead to Rights series. I've never played them. But hopefully by the time you're seeing this video, I will have managed to capture footage for it, so I'll have a bit of an idea of what I'm talking about. So this one, paid up for this one, paid £15 for this one. It goes for £18 at CEX and £50 on eBay. Quite a big difference there with those two. I don't think it was in stock at CEX, so that's why it might still be that price. Then next up we've got Golden Axe Beast Rider. I think I've seen someone talk about this recently, and I can't remember if they were saying it was a good or a bad game, but the fact that it was Golden Axe, that is what gave me the incentive to pick it up. Once again, it is complete, and yeah, I just saw the Golden Axe name and decided to pick it up. This one paid £5 for it, goes for £15 at CEX, £25 on eBay. And the last two that we've got is Vampire Reign. Once again, this is another one that I've heard of. I don't think I've ever played it, but yeah, definitely one. I think this is part of a series actually. There's a couple of other ones. We might actually have the other game in the series. This might have been the one that we were missing. But yeah, I saw it there, decided to pick it up. Once again, paid £5 for that. Goes for £10 at CEX, £18 on eBay. And then this last game, the last Xbox 360 game, was one that was so high up my wish list. I've been looking for it for absolutely ages, but never seen it out in the wild. And as we were going through the boxes, they did say that they had a copy of it, because I was like, oh, I really hope we come across this game. And they're like, oh, we've definitely got that. I've seen it when we loaded it up. I was like, okay, whenever we find it, I want it. And that is Alice Madness Returns. So yeah, I have this on my Steam library, so I've got the option to play it, but really wanted one of the Xbox, one of the console versions, and I'm actually quite glad that I've got the Xbox version. I don't know why, but yeah, just glad to have it on the Xbox. So I paid £20 for this one. Goes for £30 at CEX and £35 on eBay. And yeah, this is probably one of the ones that I'm going to play first. I'm really looking forward to playing this. And yeah, really glad to finally have it in the collection. So next up, we have managed to find a Super Famicom game. And I will say this isn't going to be the only mention of the Super Famicom today. But you have to wait till later in the video to find out what that is going to be. But this time, we are going to be looking at a complete in-box Super Famicom game that I found. And that is Fatal Fury Battle of Destiny. And yeah, I will admit, I absolutely love the Super Famicom boxes. They're basically the size of VHSs that are in the cardboard cases. So at the moment, we've only got one complete in-box Super Famicom game in the collection. And that is Jurassic Park? No, Theme Park. And I will admit, the box arts that they have, like the Theme Park box art for the Japanese version, is so much better than the PAL or the US release. But yeah, I saw this in the box, immediately grabbed it, managed to pick it up for £10. Looking it up online, they go for about £20 on eBay. So yeah, really happy with that one. Then you would have seen that I had that absolutely massive box of PS1 games that I was going through. I was going through it, literally looked at every single game in there. I think that was actually the second box of PS1 games that I'd gone through that day. And yeah, out of that, I only managed to find one game that I wanted to add to the collection. But I will say we have added absolutely loads of PS1 games to the collection recently. So I was being a bit more selective than I probably would normally. And that is Blade. So I'd never seen this game before. Didn't know that there was a PS1 game about Blade. I will say the back cover, it has gone a bit gunky and horrible, but it is something that I'm going to probably keep like that. I'm just going to, yeah, just, you know, when it feels like it's got something over it, like it's definitely had something spilt on it. But yeah, I'm hoping that I can sort of dry it out and at least sort of make it presentable for the shelf. But yeah, I haven't actually had a go at this yet. Interested to see what it's like. Obviously, being a licensed game, it can either be absolutely brilliant or absolutely terrible. It doesn't ever seem to be an in-between with licensed games. But I paid £5 for that. Goes for £12 at CEX, £45 on eBay. Once again, don't know why there's such a difference. Then next up, we've got a solitary Xbox One game for the collection. And that is Dark Souls 3. So yeah, I think we've got Dark Souls 1 and 2 on the Xbox 360, but didn't have a copy of Dark Souls 3, so decided to pick it up. I will at some point give these a go, but yeah, definitely need to be in the right mindset to have a go at these. So paid £5 for that. Goes for £18 at CEX, £15 on eBay. Then the next one we've got is a DS game, and I will be honest, the reason that I picked this up was because it had such a quirky title, and it's not a game that I've ever seen or heard of. And it is Def Jr. and the Science Fair of Doom. Now, if that isn't a title that grabs your attention, I don't know what is. But yeah, It I haven't got a clue. What I will do for this, I don't normally capture DS footage, but I will try and get some footage for this on my whatever program it is I use. I can't remember. So yeah, I will try and capture some footage, but yeah, normally it's very sort of juddery and doesn't come out really well. But for that one, we paid £10 for that. Goes for £15 at CEX, £20 on eBay, and it is complete, which is good. Then next up, we got a Wii game, and the reason that I got this is because I've actually got the box for it, but don't have the game. So yeah, when I saw it there, decided to pick it up. I am probably going to swap it over into the other box that I've got. But that is Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. And yeah, just up the top here, there is a bit of a split in the cover art. So I think the other cover art I've got is pristine. So yeah, when I can dig that out in the bedroom, I will get that swapped over. But yeah, pure reason I got that was obviously because I had the empty case and wanted to get the game in the collection. We paid £5 for it. It goes for £8 on both CEX and eBay. Then next up, we've got a Master System game. This is complete in box, and it is called Teddy Boy. I have no clue what it is. Looking at the back, it looks like sort of like a 90s sort of platformer, or sort of late 80s, sorry, platformer. A bit like the original Duke Nukem. That's very much how the levels look. But yeah, it was a complete in-box Master System game. I haven't got too many of them, and actually I'm trying to bolster out the Master System shelf a bit more. So yeah, happy to have that one in the collection. That one, we paid £5 for it. Goes for £8 at CEX, £15 on eBay. Then next up, we've got a couple of Game Gear editions. So no, we haven't. Before we get to the Game Gear, we've got one more that I want to grab out of the way because it's balancing a bit precariously. And this is actually a big box PC game. So the game is called Hellcab, and yeah, I just read the I read the gumph on the back. It looks like it is a FMV type of game, but you read the back and it says everyone has a cab horror story, right? But you're going to have the worst one yet. See, this isn't just another New York cabbie. This guy's trying to earn his horns. Yes, horns, as in the devil, Lucifer, Beelzebub, and Satan. So yeah, it was an interesting one, but the thing that really grabbed me was obviously it was a big box PC game. I will admit the box isn't in the best of condition. There's a big rip in the front. It isn't staying in the correct sort of form. It keeps, as you'll see there, it's just not box-like. So yeah, I'm going to have it apart, see if I can sort of make it fit together a bit better, try and sort of repair the edges and things like that. But yeah, it was a worthwhile pickup because paid £5 for it. Looking it up online, the box in sort of really good condition, so obviously without a big rip in the front, they go for about £80. So yeah, definitely a game that I wouldn't have picked up otherwise. But yeah, a nice one to have in the collection. So as I said, we have also got some Game Gear bits to go through, and the first one that we've got is actually an accessory, and it is the Game Gear TV tuner. So I do already have one of these in the collection, but I don't have it boxed. And I will say the box for this is in really good condition. So this is one that's definitely going to go up on the shelf with the boxed Game Gear that we've got there. And yeah, just really happy to have that in the collection. It was one that was brought out, and it wasn't one I was actively looking for, but yeah, it was there. It was brought out of a box and I just couldn't say no. So that one, we paid £10 for it. It goes for £12 unboxed on CEX, and normally goes for about £30 boxed on eBay. So yeah, really happy with that. And in addition to that, you'd have also seen that there was a Game Gear in a bag. It had loads of games as well, but I managed to pick out the 4 that I really wanted to get. So the first one that we've got is RoboCop versus Terminator. And they all do have the proper Game Gear cases as well. So yeah, really happy with that. So yeah, RoboCop versus Terminator. It is super clean, really is. That one, paid £10 for that. Goes for £12 at CEX, £8 on eBay. Then the next one that we've got is the original Mortal Kombat. That one we paid £10 for that as well, £5 at CEX, £12 on eBay. And to follow up that one, we've also got Mortal Kombat 2. Once again, all of these carts are such good condition. It looks like they've literally never been played. So yeah, really happy with that. So Mortal Kombat 2, paid £10 for that, £8 at CEX, £15 on eBay. And then the final one, which I actually had to look up. It took me a while to get the phone to load, but yeah, eventually I managed to get it to load, and I didn't have it in the collection, and that is Sonic Chaos. So we've got Sonic 1 and 2, but we didn't have Sonic Chaos. So yeah, really chuffed to have that one. Paid £5 for that one, goes for £8 at CEX, £9 on eBay. Next up, we've got a bit of an accessory, well, not a bit of an accessory, an accessory. I've never seen it before. It is brand new in the box, so I'm not going to open it. And this is a universal quick charging station, but it is Forza Horizon 5 branded. So yeah, I thought this was such a cool addition. It is made by Razer, and yeah, I just thought it was a nice little one to put somewhere within the game, the Xbox shelf. But yeah, it's not something you see that often, so yeah, quite glad to pick that one up. We paid £10 for that one, and in new condition they go for about £25 on eBay. Then, so just as you walked inside the container, along the right hand side there was literally just a wall of brown boxes, and in all of those boxes were Spectrum games, Commodore 64 games, Amiga games, just absolutely truckloads. So we had a quick look through some of them, and while we were going through, I managed to pick up one game, and that was Turbo Outrun on the Spectrum. So I will admit the actual box isn't in the best of conditions. It looks like it's gotten wet at some point. It does say as well on the front that it includes a free poster and badge. It does have the poster in, but unfortunately it doesn't have the badge, which is a bit of a shame. But even still, it was a nice one to have in the collection. I absolutely love the Outrun games, so anytime I see them, I'll always pick them up. So for Outrun, we paid £5 for that. Looking it up online, in that sort of condition, it goes for about £20 on eBay. So yeah, really happy with that. Then we're going to move on to a stack of Mega Drive games. So as always, whenever I see Mega Drive games, I'll always pick them up. But in here, there are some games that I've been after for quite a while. A couple of replacements as well, or a couple of upgrades, should we say. So the first one that we've got is Car Only, and that is Space Harrier 2. So I don't currently have the Mega Drive version in the collection. Anytime I've played this, I've always played the Sega Saturn version from the Sega Ages disc. So yeah, really happy to finally have the Mega Drive version. I will keep my eye out for a box and manual for this, because this is one that I definitely want to try and get complete. We paid £5 for that. Looking it up online, it goes for £5 at CEX, £10 on eBay. Then we've got Eternal Champions. So this is a game that I have heard of. I've seen about, but never played it, never seen any gameplay. So it is a one-on-one fighter, and it does actually work with the 6-button controller as well. So yeah, looking forward to giving that one a go. As I say, I've heard of it, I've never seen anything about it. So yeah, looking forward to getting a bit of insight into that one. We paid £10 for that. Goes for £8 on both CEX and eBay. Then next one, this was another one that I wanted to add into the collection. I think at the moment the only option that I've got to play this is through one or a couple of the Mega Games games that we've got in the collection, and that is Super Thunderblade. So yeah, this is basically, you will, I don't know, how would you describe it? It's probably very similar-ish to Space Harrier. So basically, you're in a helicopter. Your helicopter's in, or sort of stays on the same sort of level on the screen, and then you fly through the level, and it's sort of a shoot 'em up. I can't remember what they're actually called. That's absolutely terrible. But yeah, it was one of the games that I wanted to add to the collection. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the manual, so I'm going to try and track that down. That one, we paid £5 for that. Couldn't actually find it listed at CEX, which was surprising, but it goes for £7 on eBay. So yeah, not a massive difference, but even still, happy to have that one in the collection. Then next up, another one that I've seen before, Megalomania. I've seen it, never played it. I'll be honest, even looking at it on the back, can't really tell. Looking at it from the back, it looks like a sort of Civilizations type game, but oh, actually that's right, so it's a god simulator. Just reading the back here, god simulator like no other. It's Madcap Mayhem, a Madcap Mayhem, a go-go as man from all walks of historical life fight each other over control of a planet. Okay, that could be interesting to see how that plays out on the Mega Drive. But yeah, this one is complete. Does unfortunately have a bit of damage to the bottom of the case, and a little rip in the cover art, but I will try and swap that out for another case. That one, what do we pay? Paid £5 for that. Looking on CEX, I could only find the SNES version, couldn't find the Mega Drive version listed, but on eBay it goes for £12. Then the last two Mega Drive games that we've got are going to be upgrades for games that we've already got in the collection. And the first one that we've got is Alex the Kid in the Enchanted Castle. So we picked this one up a couple of months ago at, I believe it was the Essex Boot Fair. And yeah, this was one that I've been wanting for ages, because I originally had it back in the day when the Mega Drive was my main console. And I think I've said this before, I actually done a swap with a friend, and I think it was this and my Game Genie, and then I borrowed his Rob, but he didn't ever return it to me. So yeah, I was a bit annoyed about that, but ever since I've been wanting to pick up a copy of this. I will say the only problem that I've got with this one, it is complete, and looking at it at the front, it's in really good condition, but the back is not. It's definitely had something spilt on it, and you can see that the cover art has actually started to sort of lift away. So yeah, a bit disappointed with that. I might try and track down a replacement cover for it, just so that we can get it pristine, because yeah, this is a game that I've been wanting to get for a while, but this is in good condition for what I paid, which is good. So we paid £10 for that. Looking it up online, it goes for £20 on both CEX and eBay. And then the last game that we got, once again, was another upgrade, and that was Lemmings. So yeah, once again, this is another recent pickup where we got the car only. And yeah, as I said back then, this was a game that has stuck in my memory for not picking it up. So I remember about 2 years, not long after I'd started the channel, I was out at one of the charity shops and I saw it sitting on the shelf, and I think it was priced up at like $7.99, something like that, and I was like, nah, that's too expensive, I'm not picking it up. And ever since then I've always wished that I'd just picked it up. For this one, obviously we paid a bit less for this one, paid £5 for this one, and it goes for £10 at CEX, £12 on eBay. Obviously that's now. I think back then the sort of £7–8 was about what it was going for, but yeah, I've always kicked myself for not picking it up. So yeah, happy to have a complete in-box version in the collection now. Okay, so yeah, I had to swap some bits about because I run out of room. So I've now got the rest of the bits in. So we will crack on. So next up, we have got a collector's edition. Once again, this was something that I wasn't intending on picking up, but they had it there, and yeah, I thought it would make a really good addition to the collection, but I haven't got a clue where I'm going to put it. And that is the Halo Reach Legacy or Legendary Edition on the Xbox 360. So yeah, this has got a massive statue inside. The statue's never been unpacked. It does have the game, but it's not in the sort of condition that I want it to be. So I'm probably going to put my copy of Halo Reach Collector's Edition in here. Let me just put that down. So yeah, it wasn't something I was intended on getting. Obviously, we've recently got a couple of Halo bits for the collection, but yeah, I thought I'm not going to have the opportunity to buy it for this price again, so I decided just to grab it. So I managed to get this for £80. Looking it up online, it goes for £135 at CEX and £150 on eBay. So yeah, picking it up for £80 was pretty much a no-brainer. And then the last bit, no, the second to last bit, because we've got another pickup that I'm going to do later in the video for the last pickup. But the second to last bit that we've got is actually a console. And this was a console that we've actually got some of the games for it. And yeah, I just haven't had a chance to pick this up yet. So I saw it there and immediately grabbed it. And this is the Philips G7000 video game pack computer. So we actually got a couple of the game packs that go in this from the charity shop. So yeah, I walked into my local charity shop. They just had a load of stuff delivered. So I had a quick look through them and managed to find, I think there's about 3 or 4 of these games in there. So immediately grabbed them because it's not the sort of thing that you see at a charity shop too often. And yeah, so I have been keeping my eye out for the console. I've bidded on a couple on eBay, but every time got outbid. So yeah, when I saw this there, immediately said, add that into my pile. I've been after one of them for a while. And yeah, I will admit I haven't had a chance to test it yet. I just haven't had a chance to get it set up. So hopefully I will do before the video comes out, and I can leave you a little message down below. But if I don't, it will be something that I'll get to as soon as I can. But yeah, really happy with that. So we paid £40 for that. Looking it up online, they normally go for about £75 on eBay. And it did come with everything. You've got the 2 controllers and the AV cable. It's not an AV cable, but you know what I mean, the RF cable, sorry. They're all built in, and I do also have the official Philips power supply for it as well. So yeah, really chuffed to finally have that one in the collection, because as I say, I've had a couple of the games for a while now, and yeah, been looking out for them. So next up, we are going to get into the bits that I picked up from the second stop of the day. And yeah, really happy with these. As I say, we'll get to the console that I picked up in a minute. And as I say, it was a console that come with a whole load of games. So the first couple of bits I got, I actually picked up while we were there. He was showing me some other bits that he had, so decided to grab them. The first one is a Sega Saturn light gun. So yeah, I like to get the light guns whenever I can. Obviously, I'm hoping at some point to get a CRT TV so that I can actually play some of the light gun games that we've got in the collection. But yeah, he had this there. He wanted £5 for it. Looking it up online, it goes for £15 at CEX, £30 on eBay. So once again, it's the official Sega one. So really happy to have that. And yeah, just another light gun to add to the collection. Then also he had a couple of NES carts as well. One of the first one that I'm going to show you, I did actually miss. So what we've done was we looked at the CEX price, and all he wanted was the CEX voucher price. And yeah, I actually ended up looking up the wrong version and paid more than what I should have done on it. But hey ho. So that one is, I'm going to do it this side, this is RC Pro-Am. So this is 32 tracks of racing thrills. I think when I looked it up, I was given a voucher of £10 and selling for 18. But once I got home and looked a bit more, it actually goes for, it sells for £6, gives a £2 voucher. So yeah, overpaid for that one a bit, but even still, it's nice to have another NES cart for the collection, and even better to have it in the original NES sleeve. So as I say, it sells for £6 at CEX, and also sells for £16 on eBay, which is good. And then the other game that we got was Airwolf. So this is based on the 80s TV series of the same name. Absolutely loved this series, especially the theme tune. Even to this day, it's a theme tune that doesn't ever leave my head. But yeah, once again, haven't had a chance to play this yet, but paid £3 for this. Goes for £8 at CEX, £20 on eBay. And yeah, as I say, I did get that one right. There, right, so moving on to the next couple of bits that I got. So these next bit, the guy actually just chucked them in for me, just because there's a whole stack of discs, but they all need resurfacing. And actually, it's a whole stack of Mega CD discs. So first off, we've got a whole array of Mega CD demo CDs. So yeah, these can actually get quite expensive. So I think the only one that we've got in the collection at the moment is it Kenyo, whatever you pronounce it, Flying Squad, which is highly sought after because it does actually hold the whole game on the disc. And then all you need to do is just, they left the level select in. So what you could do is if you get to load the level select up, you can actually play the rest of the game after and just bypass the first level. So yeah, that was a bit of a snafu, but yeah, I've got that up on the shelf already. So the first demo disc that we've got is FIFA International Soccer Championship Edition. So as I say, these are all demo discs and they all need resurfacing and cleaning. But looking at this, it's scratched, but there's no cracks or anything like that. So that will be a good one to add into the collection. That one goes for about £3.50 on eBay. Then we've got Pitfall, the Mayan adventure, but unfortunately I didn't realise until we got home there is actually some cracks just in the top of the disc, so not going to be able to do anything with that unfortunately, so I'm a bit gutted about that. I haven't got a price for it obviously because it's not in usable condition, but I might have a look and see if we can pick it up elsewhere. Then next up we've got Mickey Mania. This one goes for £12 on eBay. Once again, it is just sort of grubby and scratched up, so hopefully put that through a disc cleaner and we should be golden. Then we've got BC Racers. Once again, no cracks or anything like that on it. Really good one to just stick in the cleaner. I will admit there is one disc in here that I have already run through the cleaner, and it is completely sorted now and ready to go. But we'll get to that one in a minute. BC Racers goes for £14 on eBay, so that was a really good pickup. Then we've got the Lawnmower Man. So I was actually really surprised at this. I thought this was quite an expensive demo disc to pick up, but yeah, looking at it, it isn't. So this goes for £5 on eBay. But yeah, looking at it, looking at some of the gameplay footage that I've seen online of this, it is completely different to the Super Nintendo version that we recently got. So yeah, interested to have a look at that and see what that's like. I will say with these demo discs, I probably won't get any footage into the video, just purely because to capture the footage for the other games that I need to do, I'm probably not going to have time to go through and get these discs clean, but I will try and do what I can. Alright, next up we've got Soul Star and Battle Corps. I will be honest, I know nothing about these games. I've never even heard of them. But once again, the disc looks okay, just grubby. But I think once we put that through the cleaner, it will be all good. Then we've got a bit of a mixed demo disc. So this is what we got. So it's 1993 Mega Power Demo Disc number 2, which is got it's a Psygnosis Christmas sampler. So yeah, it has got Pugsy, Microcosm, Wiz and Liz, and I think it's just those 3. So Pugsy is a playable demo, Microcosm is a non-playable demo, and Wiz and Liz is a playable demo of the Mega Drive version. So I think actually Microcosm, I think we've got on the Mega CD. But yeah, another one, once again, it just needs to be run through the cleaner and then we'll be good. Then we've actually got a couple in their original case. So the first one that we've got is Flashback. So yeah, I'll be quite interested to see what changes they've made to this on the CD format. It played really well on the original Mega Drive. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what changes they've done to that. Flashback, oh right, let me rewind a bit because I think I've been missing off some pricing. So the Soulstar and Battle Corps goes for £4. The Psygnosis Christmas Sampler goes for £5. And Flashback goes for £4. There we go, I'll get caught up. Right, next up with our last demo disc is going to be Star Wars Rebel Assault. And yeah, once again, not one that I've never played the demo. I think we've got it on the Mega CD. If not, I've definitely got it on the PS1. So yeah, interested to have a look. I can't remember with that one. That one goes for £4 as well. So yeah, not a big one on that one. And then last up, there's 2 more Mega CD bits. So the first one is just case and manual for the Road Avenger. I've actually got 2 copies of this in the collection. So we've got one actually in the Mega CD collection. But I also managed to get another copy from someone I used to work with to go into my boxed Mega CD 2. So yeah, as I say, we've not got a disc for that, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Couldn't find a price for just case only, but I think the game itself doesn't go for sort of too much anyway. And then the last one that we've got is actually a full game, and this is one that we don't currently have in the collection, and that is Black Hole Assault. So I have gone through and I've put this through the cleaner, and yeah, it is looking really, really good. What I've also done is I've also managed to pick up a copy of the manual. So they didn't have the manual in it. So yeah, I actually managed to pick up the manual for £9.29 online. So essentially for basically £9 we've got a complete copy of this. Looking it up online in complete condition, it goes for £30 at CEX, £40 on eBay. So yeah, a really good new Mega CD game for the collection. Okay, so now we get to the creme de la creme of the video. So I've got 2 new super rare editions, one of which I have shown other collectors and none of them have ever seen one. So we'll get to that in a minute, but first off, we're going to look at the console that I went to pick up on the second stop. So as I say, this was something that I pre-arranged a couple of weeks ago, and then as soon as I got paid, went and picked it up. And that is a Vectrex. So yes, I never ever expected to add one of these to the collection. Yeah, it was one of those things. I'm going to put it down before I drop it. It literally just fell into my lap. So I was talking to this guy at the boot fair, and yeah, he said that he was picking one up. Is it something that I'd be interested in? And I was like, it purely depends on price. And I will admit, the price that he gave me was really, really good. Plus, it come with a whole stack of games. So we have got 2 sets because there's more. So there's 13 game carts here. Only 12 of them are working. One of them's actually a double, and it is broken. So yeah, I'm not going to do too much with that. But yeah, for the Vectrex, there was 25 games initially released, and then over the years, fans of the Vectrex have actually released, I think it's another 14 games on the console. So currently there are 39 games on the console. But for me, if I was getting the games for it, I would be picking up the original 25. So at the moment we've got 12 of them for the collection. Obviously there are going to be some bits that I'll go through in a minute, but for the Vectrex itself, I have tested it. It does all power on and everything. The only problem with it is a couple of the buttons are stuck on the controller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the controller apart, try and loosen up those buttons so that they actually work, clean the contacts, and yeah, just bring it back to life. Otherwise, I will look to track down a replacement controller. I really hope I don't have to do that because they run at about £100. So yeah, fingers crossed I'm able to get the controller working. So for the Vectrex, what I'll do is I'm going to go through everything and then I'll tell you the price that I paid for the Vectrex at the end. So for the actual Vectrex console, they normally run at about £420 on eBay. And then what we'll do is let's dive into the games. And I have not sorted the games out. So the first one that we've got is Soccer Football. And I will say I am not going to capture footage for this. That is just going to be too much of a palaver. But yeah, so Soccer Football. This one actually comes with the cart and the manual. I've got a couple of, or a fair few of the manuals, some of the overlays, and some are cart only. So the manuals and the overlays are all in the bag. What I'll probably do is I'll probably put them on screen when I show the carts. So Soccer Football game cart and manual, that goes for £30 on eBay. We've then got Clean Sweep, which comes with the cart, the manual and the overlay, which is really good. £35 that goes for on eBay. Spike, which is cart and manual only, £35 on eBay. We've got Flipper Pinball, which we've got the cart, manual and overlay. That goes for £60. No, it doesn't. That's not that one, is it? Yes, it does. £60 on eBay that goes for. We've also got an additional copy of the manual and the overlay, and they'll sell on their own for about £25. So I probably will resell them just to recoup a bit of money back. And as I say, I don't need them. They're doubles for me. Then we've got Armour Attack. That is just cart and manual. That goes for £25 on eBay. Then we've got, where is it? Berserk. So we've got cart, manual and overlay for that. That one goes for £45. And in addition to that, we've also got another copy of the manual and the overlay, which once again sell for about £25 on their own. Then we've got Rip-Off, which is just cart only, so I'm going to have to try and track down the overlay at least for this. But there is people online that do sell reproduction ones of these. I think that is probably one of the only areas that I would pick up reproductions, just because the originals, one, hard to get hold of on their own, and two, can run for quite a bit of money. Then we've got Starship. That one is just cart and manual. That goes for £20 on eBay. And as I say, everyone that I don't have an overlay for at the moment, I will look to track down the overlays for. Then we've got Scramble. So for Scramble, we have got cart, manual and overlay. We've also got an additional copy of the manual. So for the cart manual and overlay, they go for about £40. Just the manual on its own goes for £18. And as I said earlier on, we did have one that was a double and damaged, and it was another copy of Scramble. Yeah, basically the board inside just keeps sort of falling into the cart. The cart's a bit cracked and damaged. So what I think it is I think the bit inside that holds the board in place has broke. So yeah, a bit of a shame with that one, but I'm not too worried because, as I say, we've got a copy of the game that does work. Then we've got two more. So we've got Blitz. That one is just cart only, and that goes for £15 on eBay. And then the final game that we got was Bedlam, and that one is cart manual and overlay. So yeah, we have done really well. Quite a few of the games we've got overlays for, and yeah, I am just over the moon. As I say, it was not a console that I was expecting to add to the collection, but the fact of being offered it was offered to me at the right time, and definitely for the right price. So for the console and all of the games, all of the overlays, all of the manuals, the whole lot, I paid £450. So yeah, really happy with that. And yeah, it is a amazing addition to the collection. And yeah, I'm really happy with what we've paid. So that is going to lead us on to our final pickup for the video, and I have definitely left the best till last. It blows the Vectrex out of the water. It really does. And this was one that we got from the storage unit, and it was one that was buried down, and this was the one that I was sort of hiding in the video because it is super rare. And I was umming and ahhing all day. I was like, can I afford it? Can I really afford it? Can I really afford it? And I'm not going to show it here. I'm just going to put some pictures up. And that is the Sharp SF1. So this is a all-in-one Super Famicom TV. And yeah, I am absolutely over the moon to have this in the collection. I will say it does need a bit of work. So yeah, it's not pristine yet. But yeah, it all turns on, it all works. But when you go to play the Super Famicom, the visuals are not great. It's black and white, and yeah, it just doesn't really display the games properly. What I've looked up, that is an easy fix. So it's either a damaged trace, or it is just a chip on the board that needs to be replaced. And to be quite honest, for what this TV is worth, I will quite happily sacrifice a Super Famicom to get it working. So what I will say is it was just the TV that we picked up. What I thought when I got it, I thought it would use the normal Super Famicom controller, but it doesn't. It does actually use its own controller. So it's the same as the normal Super Famicom controller, but it just has Sharp SF1 written on it instead of Nintendo Super Famicom. And basically, when these were released, so initially when the Super Famicom was released in Japan, it was released in such limited numbers that people were really struggling to get hold of it. So Sharp was able to release this TV, and yeah, basically it sort of hit the market, and it was an alternative option for people that wanted to basically pay a bit of a premium to get hold of a Super Famicom. So I think looking it up online, it was something like I want to say 130,000 yen, compared to, I think the Super Famicom was 800 yen. I'll put the numbers down the bottom because I can't actually remember. It's a video I was looking on it, and yeah, so you were paying a premium to get it, but it was, for me, it's an absolutely amazing addition. And yeah, I will say we've got it for an absolutely out of this world price. So looking it up online, there are actually a couple listed on eBay at the moment, and they are running for about £1,200. That is complete with two controllers. Obviously, I have now bought the controller that goes with it. I think that ended up costing me £38.30, so that's actually coming over from Japan. So I do have one controller to go with it. I will probably look to pick up a second one in the future. But yeah, I paid £550 for this TV. And I will say I'm absolutely over the moon to have it. I am going to do a repair video, so when we do actually sit down and have a look at it, I will do it in a video so you can all see what it's like inside. But yeah, I am so happy to have this in the collection. This is by far the rarest item that I've got in my collection, and I am desperate to try and find somewhere to put it, because as well it's also got some AV inputs as well, so I can actually plug in some of my other consoles and play my light gun games now. I can also, because it is a Japanese TV, plug in my SG-1000 as well and finally get to play that as well. So yeah, there was multiple reasons for picking this up. As well as it being sort of a super rare item for the collection. As I say, it was now CRT in the collection, and also a Japanese CRT that would allow me to play the Japanese consoles. So yeah, absolutely over the moon. Really happy to have it, and yeah, one that I am going to get tons of enjoyment playing. So that is going to wrap it up for today's video, but before you head off, let's quickly run through the totals because I'm looking at the time and we are running on a bit. So total spend today was £1,415.59p. If we picked everything up from CEX, it would have cost us £479, and then if we'd got everything from eBay, it would have been an absolutely eye-watering £3,360. So yeah, absolutely out of this world. Really good pickups, and yeah, ones that I definitely think are worthy of the 200th Game Punt video on the channel. So with that said, I am going to wrap the video up there, but before you head off, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when I upload videos just like this. I will say we've got some really good pickup videos and game hunt videos coming up in the future. I've probably got enough videos for what, the next 2 months already ready to go. So yeah, you'll be seeing those over the next few weeks. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Alright, bye!